Hello, we're live.
Hi, happy
Hi.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving and new moon, right? We're
Yeah, give
yeah.
thanks for you. We're
So
not quite into the new moon yet.
yeah, it
So,
actually happens this weekend, I believe.
yes,
Um,
so on the Pacific coast, it is 10:21 p.m. tomorrow night. We're on Friday night, right? So tomorrow night it's at 10:21 p.m. and on the East Coast it would be at 1:21 a.m. Sunday morning. So it kind of flows over like that November 30th, December 1st overnight, depending on what coast you're on.
it does seem a little weird though.
Oh, and Sagittarius, 9 degrees Sagittarius.
Okay.
So it's very
Um,
fiery.
I know. So, do you want to go ahead? Let's go ahead and ring the meditation singing bowl.
Yes,
And then I'll just let you get straight into it because this seems like a fiery energy
it is.
that we're experiencing. So, okay. All right.
So I think what makes this so fired up is Sagittarius is a fire sign, and the new moon is making a positive um, connection or aspect to Mars and Leo. So a Leo Sagittarius trine is pretty fired up, and Mars and Leo is very creative, very active. So that's a lot of fire vibration. So
Mhm.
fire is creativity. So a very creative time, and Mercury is in its first few days of being retrograde is also in Sagittarius. So it would be holding hands with the new moon more into the weekend, like this, or first of the week, second and third of December. So you've kind of got the planet of communication slowing down, and with that trine and fire between the moon and Mars, that could be misunderstandings in communication. That could be, having plan B, like if you have um, something like a task list that you wanted to accomplish over the long weekend, you might have to be like change on a dime direction, and to be more open to ad libbing, like don't be real fixed or hard on what has to be the way it is, because Mars is short tempered and has a hard time focusing. And just as I said that, I just kind of answered my own question. We were talking earlier about my project has been to prepare a bathroom where I've stripped wallpaper. The walls need to be, wiped down and prepared for painting. And it's an arduous job. It's boring. I just want to get it done, and I just can't seem to focus. It's like I'll work on it 15 minutes and be like exasperated. I was like, oh, something else.
Is there like an easy way to like let that stuff come off? Like there must be a
So,
way.
so I've been reading about that, and basically a sponge with um, distilled vinegar and hot water, a little dish soap is the solution to get the
So why
adhesive.
don't you just like get a spray bottle and soak the crap out of the wall without
Plus,
like having it like drenched,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
because it's sheetrock, it's not plaster, so it's like a different
Mm.
surface. And that's part of it is you have to be careful not to use too much moisture.
Mhm.
But a lot of it is just it's dirty work, and I want to get to the pretty part. And
Well, oh, okay. I'll let you talk.
well, no, I was just that energy of, you know, a trine is very positive movement forward. I mean, it's fortuitous. It gets things done. It brings things easier. But Mars brings in that element of sort of, you know, hard-headed warrior. Want to get things done, and then Mercury slowing down to go retrograde. Just foils the plan. Like people may not have had their dishes for their dinner turn out exactly the way they wanted, or had to figure out a different direction to go in, or just it's a very hard energy to um, manage. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
willing to be flexible and see things all different angles, and um, so focus is not great under this kind of energy. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's the flavor of the new moon and the weekend. We have Saturn in Pisces making a square. So you know how you and I were talking about different weird things with utility companies. Saturn rules utilities, and so you might have a beef with your bill, or in my case, I had a beef with the right of way people hacking down my tree. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just, Mars is argumentative. Somebody wants to be in control and power struggle, right? So, and
I can
square,
definitely understand that because it's like kind of like elementals, or you know how do you have like the the different elements and the reactions that you get with certain elements is like kind
yes,
of like the energy that you're getting.
right.
And
Fire,
so
water.
if
So
yeah, fire, water, and then that causes like
steam, right?
mhm,
It can get steamy and heated up, or it
mhm,
can get completely um, burnt out, saturated. So
mhm.
finding a balance where you're not too, um, stressed out is,
So would it be easier with this energy is to just ride the wave,
yeah,
just kind of like go with the flow and try not to like try to control like the
right.
outcomes, I guess.
That's exactly right. Having that creative element, fire, allowing that the creativity of fire to give you many options to get to the same end. Like you might have like a kind of a vision of where you want to get to, or your task list.
Mhm.
I know people get really into Christmas for Thanksgiving weekend, and that whole genre of activity and planning and whatever it is that they do. And so, having a rough idea of your goal, but understanding you could take many paths to get there.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, um, not being too fixed on how you have to get to the goal.
Just as long as you
Family,
get there.
right, right.
Yeah.
And, so it's an enter with the Saturn Pisces square to a Sagittarius new moon. That's about compassion, you
Mhm.
know, and um, and forgiveness. So there's some of those sort of higher vibrational spiritual elements, and because we are at um, a holiday here in North America anyway, families get together who don't see each other the rest of the year. So that can bring up tension and old wounds. So this is a time to, bury the hatchet, show some compassion. Um, it piggybacks off of our theme from the full moon of walking in someone else's shoes, to learn that compassion and
So until you have experienced it or know of it, then you don't know until you
yeah,
walk the
and
path.
and getting rid of judgment, right? So last time we were
Oh,
together, we were making a lot of off the cuff
judgment.
judgments, and that's, really, we want to try not to do that, and be a little
Mhm.
more higher mind level, right? Not get so
Right,
granular about every little
right.
thing.
More
And
ascended than
right,
before. Yeah.
yes, yes. So we have some interesting things coming up around this new moon, as it is, over that overnight of the November 30th, December 1st time. And we have December 2nd, the moon will be holding hands with the galactic center, which is at 25. So the galactic center is at 27 Sag right now, and the new moon is at 25 by December 2nd. So any kind of personal planet making contact with the galactic center brings more intensity to that energy. So, Sag is um, the judge, the truth, uh, journeys, spiritual and physical, um, freedom, a sense of freedom. It's ruled by Jupiter, so doing things on a grand scale. Um, uh, this is, and the galactic center is like the center of the universe. So, that brings in that global kind of flavor of relations with foreign countries, foreign people, whether you go to a foreign country or someone from a foreign country comes to your reality. That's a big element. Different cultures. Um, so that gets us December 2nd as we get towards Friday the 6th. Um, Mars is retrograde until February 24th. So Mars in Leo retrograde for what is that? That's about one, not quite 3 months. Let's see. And then right after that, on December 7th, the planet Neptune, that's been retrograde for a long time, goes direct. So Neptune coming direct while Mars is going retrograde is another shift of energy. Like that will help um, offset the stall out of Mars retrograde. Neptune going direct will help still give us that energy that we get from the fire of Mars and getting things done and being, you know, busy, 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 busy as a bee. So
Mm.
then December the 8th, Venus is changing sign into the sign of Aquarius, and that is opposite of this Mars and Leo. So you've got a Venus Mars opposition we're working on first part of December, moving through the holidays. It'll be with us for a few days. And Mars opposite Venus is just like it sounds. It is, you know, you remember that book, Women Are from Venus, Men Are from Mars, and how it talks about the different ways men and women process information and their emotions, and just the differences in the physiology of our brains and how we think. So, Mars opposite Venus can be separations, it can mean tension in relationships between lovers. It can it can break up things. Oppositions tend to be chapters in our life um, that we remember. You know, things that happen during personal planet oppositions, like Venus Mars opposition, will be things we remember. You know, it's always a reference point. You remember when, um, your aunt and uncle got separated, or those kinds of family uh, milestones or developments. And not too much longer after that, on December 15th, is when Mercury will go direct. So our next lunation of a full moon at 23 Gemini is on the 15th of December, which is the same day that Mercury goes direct. So in Gemini, lots of activity. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know that if you didn't study astrology that this would have any, real interpretation, because naturally the end of the year is busier for people and more activity. With full moon in Gemini, it definitely, circulating information, the duality of life, trying to find that balance between, um, you know, not being so busy that you get run down, really honoring your time to rest and regroup. Those kinds of lessons are very important over the next few weeks. And then we've got, as Venus goes into this new, okay. So we have, I'm sorry, as Venus is going into Aquarius, we have Jupiter retrograde in Gemini opposite the Sun in Sag. So Jupiter opposite the Sun is, again, oppositions are when planets are 180 degrees apart, and they're very meaningful. So when you are reading a chart, you look for oppositions, because that's when action is happening. It can be associated with illness, it can be associated with job changes, relationship changes, where you live, your residence changes. So it's very important that you honor your energy level, not getting too extreme one way or the other. Because of those two oppositions over the holidays, that can bring illness. And oppositions tend to um, get you spread thin. So then that can lower your immunity, that can make you susceptible to, a cold or flu, or, wherever your weak spot is, so to speak.
Mm.
So it's really important that um, you are trying to pace yourself through the holidays and the end of the year if you don't celebrate the holidays. But, recognizing that the environment and society in general is busier, whether you recognize Christmas or whatever your culture recognizes, the ending of a year brings all of that, evaluation kind of energy, like reflection on what's happened for the year, anticipation for the beginning of a new year. So, regardless of what your traditions are, making sure that you do not get spread too thin, because there's definitely a setup here of letting the energy wear you out, right? And if you let the energy wear you out, then that's when you're susceptible to, um, you know, some kind of ailment. Um, so that is sort of December. Yeah. So we talked about the Mars opposite Venus. It's exact on December the 12th. That's right before the full moon and when Mercury goes direct. So, between November 30th and December 15th, it's quite an interesting mix of the Mercury retrograde, Venus changing signs, Neptune going direct, um, the Mars Venus opposition, um, and the moon conjunct the galactic center. So just when I say that and hear myself, it gives me a headache, right? That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of energy going on.
It
So,
definitely does feel like that. So if you're not really good at meditation, or you're having because I can definitely feel this right now. because I do meditate, but I could use like better meditative practice, or especially around like this time, because like even for today, I had a long list of things to do. I had to do this, I had to do that, and I figured like, let me just focus on this and I'll get back on the other thing that I need to do. And then that way I can finish off like the other thing that I had to do, and it's like back to back to back to back, like things that I needed to do on my list of things. Well, that's more of the Virgo thing that I have,
Right.
but slowly but surely things were getting done. But if I did not take the proper time to reflect and meditate and think about those things, my mind would have been like, like it will be all over the place, and then
Pretty.
I wouldn't get shit done. So I can definitely
It takes
feel,
a little extra discipline, you know,
yeah.
to stay focused or um, keep. I hate using the word grounded, but trying to just keep it um, even, a
Hmm.
pace. I keep thinking of the word pace. Um, so I
Is
think
there
that
like any of that air energy going on right now? Because like,
so we have Pluto at 0 degrees Aquarius, and
okay.
so that's also pretty intense. It's firmly in Aquarius now for the next 20 years.
Well, I know
So
that I'm in my head, and me being the Capricorn, I'm like, this is like a fresh wave of energy that I'm experiencing, and it's going full throttle. Like,
I well, and so you being a Capricorn, as of like December 22nd, the sun moves into Capricorn. So this is
mhm,
coming into your shiny time of your solar year when the sun is um, where your natal sun is. We tend to shine around that period of the year. So and that does bring more activity.
yeah,
The
because
Pluto right now is making a minor aspect to the new moon. It's called a sextile,
mhm,
and that again helps with triggering the aspirations and inspirations for creative projects, um, and the projects that might require long term planning as opposed to
quick and easy.
next week. Yeah,
Mhm.
sextiles tend to make us um, make adjustments to our plans. So, but
Yeah, and
it's
we
not
kind of talked about that when before we went live too, about my annual plan.
right. It's also, Pluto and Aquarius sextiling the Sagittarius new moon. You might rearrange the furniture in your house. You
Mhm.
might do something like self improvement. It could be starting a new exercise routine or trying a different diet, new haircut. So that energy is sort of about making adjustments, whether it might be your haircut or where you have your furniture. It might be, I think in my area there's like some major road construction going on, creating a lot of delays. So I have found myself like finding different routes to get to the same place.
Mhm.
That kind of adjustment. It can be as mundane as something like a haircut or finding a new route to avoid road construction to, upgrading your resume and making it a New Year goal to advance your career somehow. So, Aquarius, Pluto and Aquarius is evolution and revolution. So, we've certainly seen on the mundane level of events of late that there's certainly something being stated out loud, you know.
Mhm.
Um, it's exciting, revolution, we're evolving. We are learning more about the truth. Sagittarius brings the truth out. things that have been hidden and covered up are being exposed. I don't know if anybody would have an interest in me pinning down P. Diddy's astrological chart, but we could do an analysis of that sometime if you'd like. I bet
Do
it's
you
a.
have all the details on his birth
I
time and
I got the details. I've not run or studied the chart yet. I was going to bring that up to see if you think your audience would have an interest in doing that with one of our programs, and
okay, yeah, like
especially especially as we get closer to his trial. Like I think his trial starts in the spring, but we could certainly do an analysis of his chart. Um, anytime here the first year between now and the first of the year to see what we think is going to be happening for him. He did get denied bail again. So I think it's very interesting that, that's a, if I had to guess, he's probably under some really heavy Saturn energy because Saturn locks you down. Saturn restricts you. You don't have any movement. And he's sitting in jail. So that's very, very, I'm interested in seeing it because I think, and that's why there's a website, the database of all kinds of birth data for well-known people, and what I see it as more of the whole Hollywood, because that's another thing I wanted to go back and actually kind of like pin down. Maybe when the Hollywood sign went up on the hill, or, when did we really see the beginning of Hollywood? I had read that the name derives from the Pope's staff, which is made out of Hollywood. And there's a lot of very satanic relations between the Pope and Hollywood and the movie scene and the underbelly of the Harvey Weinsteins and Jeffrey Epsteins. And, it's all that dark Pluto, sex, drugs, trafficking, sex slaves. All of that's very Plutonian, right? And so with Pluto leaving Capricorn, going into Aquarius, that busts that wide open. Pluto's been in Capricorn for 20 years, kind of keeps authority in charge. It makes it easier to cover up things. So now we're finally solidly into Aquarius. It doesn't retrograde back into Capricorn anymore now. It's going straight forward, and it's at 0 degrees. And anytime a planet is at 0 degrees of a sign, it's very intense. So, just like Neptune going direct at 27 degrees of Pisces, and Pisces is its home, those last couple of degrees of a sign are just as intense. So, Neptune going direct again brings some light to things that have been fuzzy, or we haven't been able to see through the fog. And with Neptune moving direct, we're going to see a clearing in the fog. And it's a spiritual awakening on so many levels in so many parts of society and humanity that, I would just say, buckle up, buttercup. It's a ride. And I think it will also, it'll be a generational kind of unfoldment, because every generation kind of came up with certain stars or music superstars. And so, when you start seeing someone who you idolized or, thought was all that, and this underbelly of really, really deplorable kind of behavior gets exposed, what does that do to you, your mind? It just like, you just don't want to believe it about somebody. You don't want to believe, like they're talking about the tunnels between Diddy's mansion and Hugh Hefner and the Playboy Mansion, right? So the Playboy Mansion and that whole social circle was decades ago. So that means this is stuff that's been going on a long time, and
Mhm.
see it exposed and come clean, which is Sagittarius wants the truth and Aquarius wants the truth and to be free, and um, I even saw a headline recently of the Sharon Tate murder, which was what, the 70s with Charles Manson, or that whole helter skelter, maybe even the late 60s, I don't know, but that's going back a long ways to drag up a
Yeah.
pattern, and so that's kind of where I get interested in putting charts together about the involvement of, um, okay, if big names in Hollywood are coming down off their throne, like they've been idolized and mega millions of dollars involved, and now the cycle is like cutting their legs off, really. I mean, they're like going to
No
jail.
more.
I mean,
Party's over.
those, to see that in a chart makes astrology um, easier to understand, because they are blatant aspects. You can usually see those conjunctions and oppositions at times and dates, um, that things happen. So it's something I've been putting together, and when I've got it pretty organized, we'll do that one night and see what all we can see about that. It helps you learn how energies play out. When we're talking about Pluto and Aquarius and Neptune in Pisces in its home, and Neptune is all about that, you know, making movies and fantasies, and things are illusions. So
Mhm.
it's for it to go direct after a long time kind of blows up the illusion. And
So the truth is revealed. That's the
yeah,
headline.
yeah, I think that it's an exciting time if you're into, you know, I know that I work with some younger people, that some of the younger artists, and I'm not going to name names because I don't want to offend anybody, but I mean, they're mortified to think that their idol could be helping traffic children. Like that
Mhm.
thought just is something you can just watch their mind blow little circuits, And of course, I'm sitting here in an older generation that was not my idol, that was not someone who I really
Care
ever.
about.
Yeah, and so
Mhm.
for me, it's like, well, of course they're guilty, of course, this is easy to see, but when, like, if you, I'll give you a good example. I'm in the Elvis generation, right? I like Elvis, or did, but there's stuff coming out about him, and when you think about it, when he was, I forget, he was like in his 20s when he was wanting to take a 14-year-old girl out, which was Priscilla. So, I mean, this whole thing about older men with young girls is not new at all.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
there's been all kinds of gossip and rumors about some of the weird crap Elvis did. I'm sitting here going, I don't want to believe that. I want to believe that he was like this nice guy, you know,
Yeah, you
corny
wanna hear,
movies.
like, all the good parts, not really look at the
And so what
bad.
Neptune does is it blows your illusion, right? When you've
Mhm.
seen someone in a fog through rose colored lenses, and that illusion is busted, and that can be more traumatic for different people. When I think when you're more spiritual and try to keep that pace of even keel, not letting anything take you too much to any extreme, then it hits your brain, and it's not fun to process, but you process it, and ultimately, well, I didn't see that coming, and you know better to know the truth than to be in the illusion.
Mhm.
So I think that's what 2025 is sort of the flavor. And that was another thing I was going to be putting together over the next few weeks for us. Um, and, kick off the new year with what are the trends for 2025 astrologically? What are, like, um, what are some major aspects or elements coming up that might touch back to historic cycles? So, banking is one of them. I mean, I don't know if anybody watches Bitcoin or digital currency, but in the last week and a half, it has been skyrocketing. So, those kind of financial markets is another way to learn or
All
see.
of the stocks are going up.
So, I
Mm.
think that banking and financial markets will be a big topic for 2025. And so, yeah, I think it's a really, I think we've been through the worst over the last few years. And you kind of have to bottom out, you have to bottom out and sort of surrender before you can start to rebuild on a more solid foundation. And that could be with your career, your relationship, your family. Apply that to whatever area of your life you want to. Um, but that is, what I sort of forecast as the theme for the new year. And it's exciting. If you get too fixed on how you think no, things are, it's going to be harder for you to see the illusion dissolve. But if you're, you know, open minded, more tendency to be creative and seeing things from a lot of different angles, then it's going to be quite entertaining.
Mhm, mhm. I definitely can feel it, the change or
It's
the
exciting.
shift.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, things are shifting, but it's shifting for the better.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
in terms of, like, manifesting things, try not to be too fixated on how, those things would be manifested, um,
Right.
because, there's other ways that you probably didn't think of,
There's
that would.
more ways, more paths to the same goal, and being
Exactly.
open, to plan B.
Mhm, mhm.
I had a friend of mine say to me on the phone today, I asked him to bring me some wine with bring me some cheese for my wine because they're just whining about this bathroom project. I mean, I just want to whine about it,
Mhm,
nobody,
mhm.
and, but it's not hard to do. It's just time consuming. And if I got someone in here to do it, like that they could do it really quick and everything, it'd probably be more than $1,000. And I really just don't want, I don't have it.
$1,000, really?
Oh, easily. Yeah.
You can't find, like, some local person who has a handy
Yeah.
and will.
Well, I mean, I've kind of gotten in trouble with that kind of person and that they don't always do a great job. You kind of get what you pay for. I definitely would want to pay someone who does it for, their job,
Maybe it's time to call him up.
you know, and and I can do it. That's the thing. It's like I'd rather put that money towards things that I cannot do. There's plenty of
Mhm.
projects that I cannot do that would have to pay somebody. So, well, anyway, she's calling up and she was like, I was telling her, I was like, I just can't seem to keep my focus. It's like I go in there and I putz around and I do a little bit and then I just want to go, you know, actually just want to go and hang out with my dogs. And, and she goes, well, maybe it means that you're just not supposed to do anything, you know? Why don't you just hang out with your dogs and rest and you'll get that done. And if you do need to find somebody to do it for you, that would be plan B. And I said all of that to get to have a plan B. like you might not um, have a plan B. That's kind of what I think this energy communicates is, have a general like direction of where you want to get to and some ideas of how to get there, but open to plan B.
Or don't think that it's the plan, like, because it could change
Yeah,
at any moment. Because there
yeah,
is no real plan to, like,
right.
it could change. Yeah, I get that.
And
That's
then,
what I
too,
feel
another,
like also, like, this whole week has been like that. It's like the intention is there. You want to do things, but there's other crap that's in the way, and it's like you didn't ask for the crap, and it's
well, and the other angle of Pluto and Aquarius that we haven't mentioned is um, aliens amongst us, outer space. I saw today, this spaceship where it's like four astronauts that are stuck until February. They can't get back. They were supposed to go for like a few weeks, and it's been months for whatever is going on with that spaceship. It's not safe for them to to come back. I don't get all of that, but they were. So my point is, Pluto and Aquarius energy is, outer space and time travel, space travel, communication from other galaxies, and I don't know if anybody listens to the Joe Rogan podcast, but he quite regularly has people on that he interviews who have either had alien abductions and experiences or studies it. And I didn't know this, or if I did, I'd forgotten it. But Dan Aykroyd, remember him from Saturday
mhm,
Night Live? So
mhm.
Dan Aykroyd is really into UFOs and aliens. And I came across a podcast where Joe Rogan is interviewing Dan Aykroyd, and Dan Aykroyd started going into the whole mythology about the crystal skulls, and we've talked about that before. And,
Mhm.
the debate about if they're authentic and, where they originated from. And so all of that kind of conversation about otherworldly things is part of our new direction and new energy. And, um, I think that's great for it to come out and to be more transparent, you know. And I don't know, some reason I get fed the old Saturday Night Live episodes, and there are skits they do about abductees, and they're just hilarious. They're just hilarious. And one of the things Dan Aykroyd was quoting about groups of people who have had experiences being abducted, 50% said they would like the experience again, and 50% say no way. So that's another part of where humanity is going, is recognizing other life forms. And yeah, I just think that's so fascinating, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, a good time praying on or meditating on gratitude, and having optimism, and not letting your frequency get drugged down, by negativity around you. And just, um, it can be real challenging under this energy. At my office lately, it's been what I call bumpy. Just nothing seems to flow smoothly. And the whole mental challenge of, okay, that's okay that it's not flowing smoothly and it's bumpy. I Not too long, in a few hours, I'll be in a different atmosphere doing something different. You come home and you focus on something else, or, so knowing that whatever funk or funky environment you are in, that it's temporary, and to allow your mind to be optimistic about that. That you might have a crappy situation, one thing or another, but nothing stays the same. It's ever evolving, and having that vision of where you want to move it forward. So let's read some cards.
Okay, let's see here.
I pulled out the Fate Shifters deck just
Okay.
because it has a lot to do with the Neptunian element, the Aquarius element, and you know sh- being able to manifest and create your vision, your what you want to see come out of something.
Everything,
Yeah,
everything that I desire. And
I just
then
want.
for me, I have a DF Confessions. I don't know. Let's see here. There he goes. Um, I believe it's Bridget Rao that created this deck. So, yeah. So we will go with that and see how the energy goes today.
Get to cards last time. We can just ramble on about astrology, and I've kind of done the nutshell of the astrology. I hope y'all have gotten the gist of it, and
I think the energy was rough from what I
keep
can remember.
calm and
But you
very
know
calm.
what? The energy has been a little bit rough for the last part of the year. Seems like
Yeah,
so.
the eclipse season,
Oh
it can
yeah,
be,
that was a blur.
it always is.
It was like a fog.
I
Um,
think things are going to start feeling a lot more buoyant as we go into the end of the year and first of next year for sure, and certainly by spring. I think we're going to be a lot, just a lot better state of mind.
mhm, mhm. I think so too. Hmm. I
So
already have a card. Yeah.
you do.
Mhm.
Okay, I have 4 cups.
Hmm. Oh wow, that's pretty interesting. Um, I have. I know I probably seem crazy. I can't help it. My heart and my emotions invested in you. So, with that person sitting under the tree, looking at an external situation, and maybe Aries, you're probably um, I
Not
really
seeing it. Is this the
because
more
the
hot?
cup is coming off from the side, right? And there's like this let's just say karmic situation in front of you. I feel like Aries, you're not really involved in the situation in front of you, but there's like this side piece, right? I don't call side piece. Side energy that you just can't shake off. It almost seems okay, let's just say twin flame connection, you know, maybe you're upset over the third party and you just can't help, like maybe you shouldn't take the cup, but you want to. Um, and you can't help it. That's why you seem closed off. It's like you don't know what to do with this energy.
Yeah. And the crossed arms is like very fixed kind of posture there. Like I am,
Not taking nobody.
yeah, I'm sitting here in my funk, and I'm going to stay in my funk until I get unfunked.
Mhm.
But I also
I
kind of take it as maybe this person under the tree not realizing that there is someone that has those feelings for them.
Yeah, that could be the thing too, because like maybe your heart is set on someone, but there's someone that's willing to give you love or give you what you want or need. I really feel it's very karmic
So,
of a
one of
lot.
the things that I failed to mention about Mars retrograde is it will bring lovers back from the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What?
Is that Tommy?
Yeah, you hear him?
I do.
I think that's hunger strike. That boy, he will let you know if he's hungry. What? What do you want? I think I know what you want. Anyway. All right, next up we have Taurus. What? What? What do you want?
Let's see. I had some notes on Taurus. So, Uranus is in Taurus right now.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And it's been retrograde a long time. And on January 30th, it will be going direct. Oh, I'm so warm. So, and I have the sun. So Taurus, you're doing pretty good there, Taurus.
I don't know, happy.
Venus going into Aquarius, um,
Uranus.
rules Taurus, right? So it's getting ready to make a sign change into Aquarius December the 8th. So that could bring an eccentric love, something unconventional. Oh,
I know.
he's a cutie pie.
I know. He's staring at the wall.
And the red flag here I take as vitality, which is feeling
Lost.
energetic. Yeah, to, you know, pursue something
Mm-hmm.
more energetic.
Yeah. Youthful.
Yeah,
So
interesting.
Taurus. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a good
So Taurus,
moon for you.
yeah, you got it going on there. So it looks like the sun is promises fulfilled, right?
Yeah, because Taurus got needs.
Yeah.
Oh, so next we have Gemini. Oops, where did she go? She's gone. And I gotta wait for Sunny. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. Tainted Love. Hola. Hola, honey. I don't know if you're still here. But yeah, hola. So yeah, I guess we have to wait on Sunny to come back. But I did pull this for Gemini. Let's see here.
I don't know what happened.
That's okay. We got Mercury going retro, so it's fine.
And I've got the moon for Gemini.
Oh,
You
okay.
have, what does it say? I love you.
Yeah, I love you unconditionally, no matter what. I can't stop loving you.
Oh, Gemini.
And what do you have? I can't read what it
I
says.
have the moon.
Oh, okay, moon. Got it.
It's a pretty emotional time for Gemini.
Mm.
And so our December 15th full moon is in Gemini. So they could be, I don't know, whenever I see Gemini, I just think about that duality and things in twos.
You know, what I was thinking is maybe there's two people that Gemini is dealing with, but there's one person that they just can't stop. Because, like, that bow and arrow reminds me of Cupid,
Yeah.
and they could be in their emotions about that one. Um,
It's also Sagittarius, the archer, right?
mhm, mhm. So,
So,
like, really, like, like on target with a particular person.
and so Gemini opposite this new moon. Remember about oppositions are the changes. So there could be like a change in a relationship situation for Gemini.
Mhm. Yeah, maybe someone cut Gemini off, but they're like, "No, I love you. I can't stop loving you. Don't let me go." Like, mm,
So it might be a little chaotic for Gemini over the next few days.
mhm. Yeah, Gemini might they might be all over the place. So it's okay, Gemini. We're all in the same boat, right? At some point or another.
I think I must have accidentally hit something, so I was trying to not
By the way.
again. Yeah,
Okay. So next we have Cancer.
Cancer,
Oh,
sweet sentimental Cancer,
I'm
soul.
sweet.
Oh, wow! Four of Wands, a celebration, Cancer.
Okay, so very soon, or maybe you're with your soulmate during the holiday get together.
Maybe an engagement.
Mm-hmm. Maybe there's an announcement with the soulmate. Maybe soulmate is coming home. Because
Oh,
I see, like, in
that's
your picture, like the hand is outreached to someone coming up. Um, and is there's one hand in the air. Is that like a wreath or I can't tell.
it looks like a bouquet of flowers.
Oh, okay, got it. Oh,
Love letters from God.
it's beautiful.
It is. Cancer catches a break.
Mhm. Yeah, you get to bond with your soulmate under this moon. So there might be like, cause the Four Wands is like representative of the home too.
Yes.
And so, yeah, maybe you might have someone coming over to your house. Your soulmate.
Cancer's love, home and hearth, and cooking, and
Yeah, time to burn off that Thanksgiving turkey.
we're just
That
looking here.
Thanksgiving dinner.
Our next Cancer moon is December 16th. So maybe something special around that time will happen with them.
Mhm. Okay.
Good to see you, Shabaka.
Oh, Shabaka back? Oh, yes. Well, hello, honey. Hello, Liz. You're late too. Work was nuts. Yeah. If you're working during today, then yeah, it's probably
Gosh.
nuts. Yeah. But at least, you guys can catch the replay, so it's fine.
Do you remember when I was working part time in retail? I was thinking about that when I was walking my dogs today. I worked Black Friday at retail, not what was that, 2 years ago?
Mhm,
And
mhm.
that was crazy. That was cray cray.
It's funny how time flies so fast.
Yeah,
I was just thinking about that because a year ago I was actually working at the bank. And so I was like, damn, that was last year. Like
I know.
time flies. Oh my god. But anyway.
So we have Mars in Leo right now. Whoops.
Oh man, look.
Oh,
This,
look.
what do you have? Oh, judgment. Oh man. It says, I know I messed up by chasing you. I'll leave you alone. Dang. Leo. Okay, you made up your mind. Mm.
Karma.
So that's the harsh energy probably coming from the Mars
Mars. Yeah.
aspect. Oh, that's harsh. All right, well, fine, Leo. Mm.
Yeah, this Leo's been having kind of a harsh time of late.
Yeah, that's more like, hey, why don't you leave me alone, right? Sorry.
My thing has been work related with bosses who keep changing their mind about how they want projects done. So you spend all this time and energy with a set of instructions only for them to like toss it up in the air and like, oh, I'm going to change direction and do it this way. And that's what I mean about bumpy. So
Mm.
trying to stay flexible because Leo, we're fixed. It's not
Yeah, well,
easy.
like make up your damn mind. Do you
Yeah.
want it like this or what? Because
Or
like I'm doing the thing and you're telling me a different thing. And so what the fuck do you want?
and
So
for
I
me,
can
it's
like
like I want to go home. I just want to go home.
yeah, you're like fuck
Screw
it.
this stuff. I want my dogs.
Yeah, at least
Um,
they don't make it complicated, right?
and one of them who's like the big G's, I mean, you really want to try to satisfy him. The the information he's looking for, oh, I just got the devil,
Oh, okay. Let's see.
is in his head. It's not like you can go retrieve it and find it somewhere. It's just in his head.
Oh, and then you have to play psychic to figure it all out, right?
Right.
Mhm.
What does
I
that
get it.
say?
It says beautiful disaster, that's what we are. And that's the
Oh,
devil.
I love
So, Virgo, are you like thinking naughty or uh it's just bad thoughts. That's what I keep getting from this Virgo energy with your person. Hmm.
and the
How
devil
do you
is
know
that
that?
bondage energy, right?
The what? The bondage energy?
Bondage, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you're tied to each other, but somehow that's okay. Um, because that's what you guys are. It's just beautiful but disastrous at the same time.
That probably
So
describes my entire love life.
I feel like it's like giving in, like throwing in like the towel and say like, well, it is what it is, and it's not perfect, but
It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't, right?
they like it.
Well, and the thing about Virgo is to learn that there is no such thing about there as perfection. So that's one of their lessons is it, it's not perfect, it won't be perfect, and there's no such thing.
Mhm, mhm. So maybe the devil got to Virgo and enticed them. You know, at least that's what it seems like. I guess he's pissed because I stand on business and there's no forgiveness for the wrong choices made with purpose.
That's deep, Chewbacca. Deep.
Yeah, Shabaka isn't taking no prisoners. Mm.
Or taking names and kicking butt.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah.
Libra. Oh, we have Capricorn.
Oh, look at that Capricorn. Mhm. So,
Authority working.
yeah. So it says, I just wanted to prepare your meals, make your lunch, and do your laundry, clean your house. You bring my nurturer out. Well, damn.
Wow, Libra.
You got somebody who wants to be at home, but maybe Libra, you want to get out, or I don't know. It's just so weird. It's like you have someone who is a homemaker, but I just feel like maybe Libra, you don't want that right now.
This is kind of like Libra trying to get like their arms around their own sense of authority,
Mhm.
or maybe
Perhaps.
some boundaries.
It's like, okay, somebody wanted to make their meals, but Libra had other plans maybe, and they had other ideas of what they wanted to do. But you have someone here who wanted to do it all, and you're like, "No, I wanna do things my way." So, it's like a push and pull energy, huh?
Yeah.
Mm.
I have a neighbor who's Libra, and I guess it's who I kind of look to for what's going on with Libra. And what you just said describes her perfectly. She really wants to do her own um, home and tasks and everything. She doesn't. It's very hard for her to take
She
help.
probably don't want you to touch her food, like, she wants
Right.
to, like, make her own food.
Yeah.
I like my laundry in a certain way. I mean, like, you're not a Virgo, but, like, okay. Um,
She
yes,
will
I
go
am.
to the store and she methodically plans out her food all week.
Okay.
And
Hmm.
and she has in her mind how she wants it done. And I've given up trying to like
Help. Um,
suggest, yeah, or try this or try that. Well, no, I do, so I've gotten to it
well,
to,
you have to figure that they always take their time making decisions and,
yeah. And
yeah.
maybe for her, that's the exercise of making decisions is having that methodology, like this is my list and this is what I'm going to do. And that's a big lesson for them to make those decisions and be decisive like that.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, because that's a whole week.
Yeah. Because if I want us to go, try a new place or just get out, because, months will go by not like getting out, have somebody wait on you and fix your meal. I,
Mhm.
all are a
Hold
couple of
on
weeks ahead.
1 second.
Get on the schedule. Did everybody see the little pug win the dog show yesterday? Vito. We have animal pet management going on there. What's going on with Scorpio? Mars was the original rulership of Scorpio before Pluto was found. So that Mars energy going retrograde is probably going to work on Scorpio a little bit. Mars is retrograde from December 6th to February 24th. Brings lovers back from the past.
Alright, I'm back.
I told him you're doing pet management.
Oh, that and my son came in and he needed something, and
Uh,
so, like, Luna goes crazy when she's around Ethan, so that's not going to sound too hot. It sounds horrible.
no.
And then, Ethan, he's afraid of Kitty, of Tommy. So I had to make sure that he was in a strategic place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And we have a new boyfriend for Luna, Vito.
Yeah, Vito. Yeah. I don't know. Like I tried to hook her up with that and she's like she was just looking at him, didn't say much. I was like, "Well, this is the stud. Like
Yeah.
how could you not like this one?"
That was good to see a different breed win. They always seem to have the same breeds win.
I know. You know, but I'm glad that and happy that that breed won, but
Yeah.
it's just that when I compare Luna to like class,
Yeah.
it's not like she is like on the lowest level when it comes to the quality of AKC, I
Discipline.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on Scorpio.
Oh, yes, yes. Uh-huh. And I have. I wish I could be more open with you. I've just been abused so badly. It's hard for me to open up fully. And look at that. Scorpio laying on the coffin. Hmm. Or whatever that thing is.
The slab.
Yeah. In a church. Thinking. Hmm.
Mental energy there, isn't it?
Yeah. So I feel like, for this moon, maybe it's time for you to open up about your feelings. And this is something you've probably kept bottled up inside, but I feel like it's been nagging you and you just can't help but to express it. So it's either you're hard to express something or you're just ready to spill the beans.
That's hard for Scorpio to do.
Mhm. Yeah, cuz it looks like you've been thinking about it. Whatever it is, it's like some external situation that's really hurt you and you've been thinking about saying this. But I can say that saying is a part of the healing process. If you keep it inside, you're just keeping yourself like sick or hurt. So if you have the urge to open up, then now's a good time to do it.
This would be a good time to do it.
Mhm. Yeah, instead of wishing, just do it.
Just do it, Scorpio.
Yeah, rip off the band-aid.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Don't try to protect
Move
yourself too
forward.
much.
Yes.
Yeah, you never know. You might be able to move past the energy. So next we have Sag.
Sag new moon.
Mhm.
Trining Mars and Leo. Very active.
Yes. There's a love letter over here.
We got another version of the moon in this deck.
Oh yeah, two different versions. And it says, I know there's a higher purpose to our connection. So maybe that's like the intuition or connecting to the higher self.
And this sort of looks like the traditional star card, doesn't it? With the crawfish coming out. Am I thinking of something else?
No, no, no. That's the traditional moon card.
With the crawfish and the.
The other moon, I think it was a woman or something, right? And I was
She
like,
was an
what is
archer.
that?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was.
yeah. So this one is more the traditional tarot version.
So, Sag, this is a strong emotional bond here.
Mhm. It really feels kind of like spiritual, like a spiritual connection that's being illuminated with a particular individual.
These are wolves howling at the moon. Wolf energy is the teacher. So maybe there's something going on with finding out the truth or teaching about the emotions in their relationship.
which is also very deep.
Yeah.
I'm also seeing that this is like kind of like a message, like a postcard or something. I'm also getting that there could have been like a letter that was written and you just found it recently and you're just remembering about this, the connection with a particular individual. And it's making you think.
Yeah. Deeply.
Yeah, that's really deep
Deep
energy.
thought. Yeah.
Ooh, Sag, you
Oof.
need to go burn a candle. Okay, next. No, yeah.
Sag.
Yeah.
My boss is a Sag.
Oh, wait, so he just had a birthday or is it coming?
It's coming up.
Mm.
I
Ethan
work
had
with
his
a Sag.
birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's a grown man now. So I have adult boys now. I can't believe it. I'm like, okay, I guess it's time for mama to enjoy life.
Yes. And just like that,
Yeah, yeah, that's what I hope for. Like, oh wow, look at this, Cappy.
I got Gemini for Cappy.
Oh, look. So it says, I want to open up sexually with you. My past traumas make me hold back from really giving over every piece of me to you. I know you've felt something missing or wrong. Wow. So maybe Capricorn, um, you haven't been completely like letting loose with an individual. So maybe you're showing one aspect of yourself, but not like the other.
Yeah, the duality.
Mm-hmm. You want to give every piece, but you're hurt from a past experience, so you hold back. So very Gemini like.
Very social. Maybe Capricorn's going to take a little hiatus from all the hard work and have a little fun.
The thing I'm getting is like Capricorn, if you're not having the physical fun, you definitely can go there mentally.
That would be very Geminian. There's the
Mhm, mhm.
mental, busy mind.
Yeah, so maybe and there could be maybe somebody triggers you in that way. So that could be a thing too.
I think it's definitely um, Capricorn taking a little break from a lot of hard work.
I know that ever since the weekend hit, I'm like, I'm not at full capacity.
Yeah,
I'm like 60%. And I'm just like you. I've tried like the wallpaper and stuff, you know. Because I think about my list of things to do. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go lay down now.
yeah,
Watch my drama, but it's like the drama is like taking forever. I'm like, oh god, let's just hurry up and get over with this because like this is kind of boring too. And it's like my satisfaction is not being sated or something, you know what
yes,
I mean? I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I don't understand, like,
I know
it's that energy, it's so weird.
it is. I took a nap
Uh-huh.
yesterday.
I think naps yeah. I didn't take a nap, but I really did relax.
Got another devil.
Oh, okay. So I have my biggest fear is that you'll never come back. Wow.
And that is
So
definitely a fear.
maybe because of the attachment or the obsession, or maybe it's too good to be true, and um,
Dark secrets.
maybe comparing to past situations.
Aquarius can be, it's ruled by Uranus, and it can be very unpredictable, hot and cold. So
Mhm.
that can be challenging in a relationship because the cold sometimes is misinterpreted by the counterpart as a secret or something hiding. They're not, they're just, they need their space.
Right. So like I was talking to my love and he tells me he's very introverted. Like there are people who want to say, "Hey, you want to go out and what do you want to do? You want to hang out?" And all he wants to do is just like be in his own space. Like he doesn't want to be bothered with anybody. He enjoys like doing his own thing and he doesn't really get how people need to be in company is what he said. It's just,
Very
um,
Aquarian.
yeah, like he just likes to be alone, or likes to, because he has his own little projects that would make him happy. Um, anyhow, so yeah, it'll be all right, Aquarius. Do not fear, right? Fear is an illusion.
That's right.
So finally, we have Pisces.
Oh, oh, this is sweet.
Weird. It's like when you tilt the cards, it looks like little butterflies around the card, but I know it's an illusion too. So weird.
That was weird.
And there's like a dark, like shadow back there, like a shadowy guy. Maybe that's his adult self. Hmm. But anyhow, so it says you are absolutely amazing and breathtakingly handsome.
Oh,
Oh. So this is like going down memory lane, thinking
that
about
would
when
be
you guys were
something
young
Pisces
and
would never say.
looking up. I don't know. I
Well,
know,
this
like,
card
my brother,
represents
he's like a
um,
like nostalgia, right? Like the
yeah,
whole dreamy, like aspect of like what once was.
in many lifetimes
So
together.
Pisces, like maybe, yeah, maybe you're in love or in La La Land this weekend. Like you're going back in time to that moment where you just had your breath taken away,
And the
or vice
shadow
versa with
figure
the
in the
person
back
you're in
is
love with.
walking away.
Oh, walking away? Interesting. I wonder what that means.
I want to say it's the shadow of a former self, letting go of something negative.
Maybe someone like, uh,
And
you
a
know how they say it's like your inner child or your youth, your youthfulness and stuff. Maybe Pisces, you walked away, you became an adult, you were adulting,
yeah,
and for whatever reason this weekend, you're being more nostalgic, thinking about the past and thinking about like how beautiful things used to be. Um,
about the
yeah, I
girl
just think
you
it's just a
never
good memory. Like,
let know how you felt or something.
mm, mm-hmm. So maybe rekindling relationships perhaps is in order for some, but definitely you're thinking of someone special and how beautiful and handsome that person is or was to you. So you could be having nostalgic. feelings or memories, or perhaps like you're pulling up old pictures of the past and you're remembering. So it's actually a good thing. Yeah, break out that album, Pisces. Or maybe you already did.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. There's definitely a
let's see.
delay.
Let's
There's
see.
definitely a delay.
A delay. F around and find out, bill collectors. What's your date again, Sandy? 12 or 8 or 14? 14 is my birth date. Delay. Delay and lips like Chinese movie for Sandy. Oh, yeah. So I was telling Sunny that I was supposed to have super high speed internet in my area, but come to find out, it's like um, because I'm not like hardwired into my router, I'm not getting top speed. So I'm on my Wi-Fi, and since I'm streaming live, you know what? In this area, I pay for usage. This is the first that I've like heard about that. I'm like, pay for usage? Isn't that like an old thing of the past? Like, are you in dino years or something? Like, and then they gave me a thing. They're like, well, since this is your first time and we know things can happen, um, we'll let this one go. I was like, oh, gee, thanks. So are you throttling my network now? Or, like, I don't understand, because I have like 500 megs, of upload and download speed. I mean, that should be fast enough. But like if I'm over the Wi-Fi connection, it's not like that. It's like 300 or something. And if I'm like streaming, live, then it gets even worse. So like this shitty internet sucks. At first, I was excited because, like, back in Washington, I was paying a lot more for the internet, but this is fiber optic, and I have to say that it is some shitty service. So I don't know. I like the old school stuff. If I wasn't on a fiber optic connection, then I don't know. Maybe it's just a different company, I don't know. Like, and I think we talked about that, even with your personal situation with your like utility company that you're dealing with. I'm dealing with a new company, but it's internet. And yeah, I liked my old internet. I was getting like 100 megs up, and I think download speed was like I don't remember. I think it was like 100 up and down. Over here, I'm getting 500 up and down, and it sucks because I don't know. It wasn't until towards the end, like it wasn't that great of a connection, but that was because I put my computer like in my room, and like the line was kind of far. That's the only thing I can think of.
Do you think weather patterns
I don't
affect?
know. Anyways,
Do you think weather patterns affect?
you know what? I was like going grocery shopping, and I live like literally like in walking distance to Whole Foods. And I saw that there's like the X mark in the sky, like tons of X's in the sky. And I'm like, what the hell is this? You know? Let's see here.
That's weird. That's weird.
Yeah, it was just like tons of it. I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna see it on the thing, but yeah. Do you see that? Do you see the X? I took a picture of it because I was like, wow, it's like everybody's outside.
Definitely looks weird.
It's like the really thin one, but these are blown out. This has already been there. It's just like, coming out. And I've noticed it today too, but it wasn't one big X. It was like crisscross, crisscross, crisscross all over the sky. And I'm like, why? Is it Black Friday? Is that why? Like, I well, what kind of sprinkle magic dust do they have up there this time? Like the sleepy magic dust. That's what I call it, fairy dust.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm just like that must be the fiery nature that's coming out of my energy at this point. But yeah, I'm done. Like,
It's definitely.
so does anybody have questions for Sunny?
My question is.
Echo on Sunny.
My question is. Do
Mm.
you want to? I know you're going to travel for the holiday. Do you want to get in one more live? In one more live. It would be the 13th.
Let's see.
The 13th.
I can do one more because I leave on the 23rd. So I won't be here on the 23rd and I will be back by the 7th to give you an idea.
So the full moon is on the 15th. Full moon is on the 15th.
Okay, so you want to do 13th, Friday the 13th? Like, yeah. Okay, we can do that. And then that'll be our final one for the year.
Yeah.
And then let's see here. And I guess the next one will be like the week that I come back. It looks like. If it's like every 2 weeks, the 10th. I don't know if it's anywhere near around the 10th
We'll put it down.
of January.
We'll put it down. January. Let's see. So yeah, the 13th is a full moon. 13th is a full moon. We'll have a new moon.
Oh, it's on the 13th.
We'll have a new moon. I mean December 30th. December 30th. And I'll probably do a write-up.
Okay, I'll be around for that.
People can go to lionmountain.com, lionmountainhealing.com, and I'll do a blog on the December 30th new moon, even though we're not meeting. And then when we get back, we'll do a live for the full moon, June 10th.
Is it on the 10th?
It's on the 13th. It's on the 13th.
Oh, okay. And what moon is that?
That will be 23 degrees of Cancer. 23 degrees of Cancer.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, because like, yeah, the 14th is my birthday. So am I gonna get all emotional? Like, my birthday. I'll probably be like missing my boo thing. You know, like that. It'll be all right. Okay, so I don't know if nobody has questions for Sunny. It is the end of the old year and the new year is coming up, and so if you guys want to book like an astro reading with her, this is a good time to do it, especially if you want to know like what your annual check-in looks like, or if you have a birthday and you want to do your soul return, that would be another thing. And so I always check in with Sunny every once in a while just to make sure that I'm not off my rocker. So it's always nice to check in with her.
I'm actually going to have
So,
more time available because I am taking off 25th, 26th, 27th from my day job, and my part-time job with Medicare insurance ends next Saturday, the 7th. So my time's freeing up better.
okay, yeah. So yeah, this is the perfect time to book a reading with you. So, yeah, if you guys are interested in that, you can head on over to lionmountainhealing.com. And yeah, I've had many readings from you, and I appreciate each and every one of those. They have been very helpful for me, and so I do enjoy receiving those reports from you. So,
And I'll get one to you for your
does
birthday.
anyone else have
Step
any?
return.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Let it be great.
It will be.
Or actually, I want to know the truth.
2025
Because
is
I know last year was rough. What's
good.
that?
2025 is going to be a good year. 2025 is going to be a good year.
I think so too.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
Last year
Tanaka.
was really rough for me. A lot of You're welcome, honey. I think a lot of the stuff that you had mentioned, because it was mostly about family or centered around like family. That was the thing, and that was actually like a majority of my focus for this year. And it has been very challenging also. And so, yeah. So it was really a good way to like, get that insight before the whole year had passed through, so to speak. So,
So the full moon on December 30th
and I
is in
can,
Capricorn.
hmm,
So
okay. I will be in Norway at that time, I believe. So, yeah, hey. I don't know what it's gonna be like over there. He says that they don't do fireworks like they do in America. I was like, okay, well, I'm looking forward to the local town fireworks show. Like,
different culture.
yeah, I'm going to Norway and I'm going uh to Holland for the holidays. So I'll be going to a few different places.
That'll be great.
Yeah. It will be. I get to meet family and I get to go to places I've never been to before. Um, you'll probably have poppers. Yeah, I know. Like basics. Like I've been told it's A4. Not like how they do it over here. So, I will just enjoy the regressed time because yeah, Holland, don't lose yourself in cafes. Yeah. Well, it really depends because I'll be there. Like in Holland, they have two Christmases. So they celebrate Christmas and the day after Christmas. And I think they do that tradition because they can spend one Christmas with one family and another Christmas with the other family. So I think that's why they do that. But I get to experience that. And I don't know if things are going to be open on Christmas, but I'll be there for almost like a week. And then for the following week, I'll be in Norway. So it'll be fun. I don't know. It'll be my first time. Weed and shrooms, yeah. Well, that's something that I'll have to ask if you know he wants to chew on some mushrooms. I don't know. 2 days we have 24. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you also do it the same way too in Canada? Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? It's not the New Year's Eve. It's actually the 26th. Spiritual Christmas. Yeah. Yeah, I think I will be in Norway and Holland on the 24th, both places. So that's
I
the
am
idea.
going to say
Hopefully, if there's no
goodnight
delay.
because my computer is acting up. But we will reconvene in a couple of weeks and thank everybody for their time. And I will be in touch with you soon. All
Yes,
right.
thank you.
All right.
Yes, thank you for being here. So thank you.
My pleasure. Talk to you later.
Okay. All right. Bye bye. All right, guys. So I know that there is a delay. Um, let's see here. So I guess I will wrap up this session. You're welcome, Shabaka. Um, and so let's see. I will do like a video on Monday. I've been looking at some of my older videos, so I think I will go back because I used to dig really, really deep into my channelings. And so the Chinese movie lips are hilarious. Yeah. I don't know like if it's like doing mama 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 like right now, but hey, I'm Asian, so it fits. But I wish everyone a happy Friday and I will see you guys next week. All right. Bye-bye.